Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Now I'm going to take you to the arts. I have sitting down with me today Amy Orr, who is directing Swan Lake. Amy, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Well, Amy, if you don't mind, I know we had you on not long ago. There was another production that you all were doing here, and you're back today, and we're going to talk a little bit about Swan Lake. But before we start talking about that, tell us a little bit about you, if you don't mind, because I understand you, and I think you mentioned this last time, you dance professionally in the Atlanta area. So tell us a little bit about that, if you don't mind.
Yes, my husband and I have been in LaGrange for almost 20 years, but during a good part of that, I was still dancing professionally in Atlanta. We have 2 children now, and my job is now pretty much changed to directing and choreographing and teaching, which I love because I can still be in the dance world.
Absolutely. And it is so important. And I know, at our school system, we provide the arts. And I know when you have so much that you try to cram into a child's day, something gets left out. Why is the art so important to you and to children of today?
Well, I know for me and for many, the motivating factor of having something you're passionate about in the afternoons motivates a lot of kids to get that homework done, to keep those grades up. The lessons that the young ladies and young men learn in dance studio transcend into the school place and the workplace. Discipline, hard work, time management is excellent, and also sometimes dealing with disappointments or hardships, and it just makes kids grow into adults who are artists who are very employable in any range of occupations.
And just all those things, discipline, time management, those are things that employers look for, and just those we call life skill things.
Totally.
Just those basic things. And if you have those disciplines, as you stated, you can make it in any arena, I feel.
Totally. And that's certainly evidenced by the dancers that have come out of LaGrange over the years that I've taught here. And I've taught here since 1997. The young ladies and young men have been very successful students, very successful young adults entering many different job fields.
Okay. That's exciting. Swan Lake here. Tell us a little bit about Swan Lake for those that may have not seen or read it. Tell us a little bit about it, if you don't mind.
Swan Lake was originally composed by Tchaikovsky, the music, which we know because of Nutcracker, and it was created in Russia, Imperial Russia, but it wasn't very popular back in the 1800s when it first came out. So they reworked it, and around the end of around the 1895, 1897, they reworked it and it became one of Russia's most popular ballets. It's been picked up by a few Disney and Barbie movie type things, but it's not typically one that is quite as well known in the general public, but in the ballet world, it's iconic. And it's a great story of a young maiden who is turned into a swan by a sorcerer, or in our case, a sorceress.
Okay.
She is captured, and the only thing that can save her is someone pledging their true love to her, even though she's a swan. And there's a bevy of swans that have been captured. So this Prince Siegfried, does find her. He's out hunting, and he pledges his love to her. But there's a little bit of a twist. The sorceress sends her imposter daughter to enchant him and trick him into thinking that she's the princess. And there's just this horrible, heartbroken moment of one princess and then another, and it ends up well though, because good versus evil triumphs, or good triumphs over evil. Absolutely. In the end, and the evil sorceress dies, and Odette and all the swans are saved and turned back into human form. So it's actually a very family-friendly storyline.
And talking about the swan and the I guess the going through the various things, the bad, the evil, but always the evil rises to the top there. And talking about the swans, I know that you guys have a pretty big cast of swans as well. And we see this beautiful tutu here.
Yes. So this is one of 24 tutus. We have 18 swans plus the evil swan. She's in black. That costume is being fitted, final fitted, and then we have some princesses who vie for the hand of marriage of the prince, but of course he falls in love with the swan. But 124 from age 1st grade all the way up to 12th grade, and 2 guest artists from Atlanta.
Oh my, we're going to talk about that. You have 124 from 1st grade all the way to 12th grade. What does this mean for your senior young ladies? Because you have 2 guest artists that we're going to talk about in just a moment. And this is the first true ballet, I think, that's been presented here in the area, correct?
It's a definite ballet dancers ballet.
Okay.
It's not something that probably everyone is familiar with, but I think I really wanted to try to do this for our dancers and for the dancers coming up. Because if they go to New York, they'll see American Ballet Theater perform this. If they ever see the Royal Ballet or the Bolshoi Ballet, they'll see this ballet performed, and I wanted them to have that opportunity. So the little ones, hopefully, maybe the 1st graders, maybe we'll get to repeat it again, and they'll be some of the leads. But our 2 seniors, graduating seniors this year, who have been with us since they were wee little ones, Carolyn Shirley is the sorceress, von Rothbart. And then Macy Willis, who is our other senior, is Odette, the tragic Swan Queen. And a junior dancer, who's a junior in high school, Anna Wiley, plays Odile, the evil imposter. But all 3 of them, as do many of our dancers, teach in our student teacher program. So it's great because they have their little students not only looking up to them in class, but on stage. On stage,
and it has to be exciting. And then to bring in, I understand, 2 professional dancers from the Atlanta area, James LaRusso and Brandon Penn. Talk about that, what that means for these young ladies.
James is kind of our adopted son, and Brandon is fast becoming, although we may lose him to move away to another dance company. James came up through the Atlanta School of Ballet, and he's guested with us now, I think 4 years with Nutcracker. He's our Cavalier. He just finished a double major at Emory, smart fella, and he is actually going to go to veterinary school, but he still dances, and we love that he is taking a few years working in a veterinary clinic in Atlanta before he goes to vet school, because he wants to dance, so he dances professionally there. Brandon Penn is with the Atlanta Ballet Fellowship Ensemble, and he also guested with us last year for Sleeping Beauty, and both gentlemen are just treasures to work with. They are very, very professional, but very kind, and our girls need to work in partnering or pas de deux work. We don't get a chance to do that sometimes in smaller regional or civic ballet companies because you don't have many males.
Let's talk about that, because you know we were talking before we came on the air, and I've heard some of the professional football players have taken ballet. Talk about, why do you think most men, and particularly here in the Troup County area, why they don't get involved? And I think you have a story to share about that too.
Yeah, I think that just the misconceptions there, and maybe the stereotypes are prevalent, but it's amazing. We had a young man, Marcus Bivens, who came to us, saw a little summer workshop show that one of the female dancers invited him to, and he said, you know, I think this might help me. I'm doing wrestling and football. And his coaches were very encouraging, like, oh my gosh, you're so agile, you're so adept, keep doing this. But he ended up dancing with us all through high school, and he's now dancing in college, and doing quite a bit, and even sometimes getting little jobs, like he was dancing with the stars in a neighboring community. So they had hired him to do so. But it's really wonderful. It's great for athletes to cross-train in any kind of dance. Their flexibility and agility, and their muscle skills, gross and acute movements are just so much more refined when they work in something like this.
Well, absolutely. So we definitely want to invite the young men.
Fellas, come on out. We welcome you. Come and jump. See how many times you can jump with our girls, and we'll let you lift a few of them in cool poses. And yeah.
Sounds exciting. Now, I understand, now we're going to talk in a moment about when the production will take place, but I also understand that there will be some swan spottings. Talk a little bit about that for us, Amy.
Yes, I have my crazy pets here. This is Odette. And Odile is getting a little worn there. They're off their stakes, but you might see them around town. They are moving every night or two to different yards in our community. And we would love for everyone to spot the swans, stop as it's safe on the side of the road, take a picture with them, and post them on social media. And swan spotting, hashtag swan spotting LSPA.
Okay.
It's been really fun to see different people find them around town.
Well, very good. Now talk about the times and the cost for the production, if you don't mind, Amy.
Yes. The times are Friday, the 10th of March at 7 p.m., Saturday, the 11th of March at 2 and 7 p.m., and then Sunday at 2 p.m. So we've got 2 matinees and 2 evening shows. And the costs are, I'm going to make sure I read off the poster.
That's right.
They go everywhere from $10 for students up to $22, and there's price ranges all in between. And there are reserved seating and general seating, although I think all the seats in Troup High Performing Arts Theater are really, really good seats.
Absolutely, and that's a beautiful venue there. I don't know that we take advantage of it enough. I know that you have a very beautiful facility there at LSPA, but the Troup High Performing Arts is a very beautiful center, ample parking, safe environment.
We're really thankful through the school system and Callaway Foundation, both being partners in that building. Callaway Foundation finishing out what we call the fly space, so you could put backdrops in. We're really, really fortunate to have that space there, and it is very nice, and it affords us an opportunity to do big productions like this.
Well, very good. And Amy, it's a pleasure to sit down with you, and we're looking forward to it. And the young ladies, I'm sure they're looking forward to it, and they're very excited. And I know that you had Bailey here with you as well. Bailey is going to be in the production as well?
She is. She's running to an appointment this morning.
Okay.
And yes, so I have my real daughters and my many hundred adopted daughters.
Adopted daughters.
Right.
And I'm sure it's just wonderful to have them around. And I want to hold this poster up here and to show the graphic design here.
Yes.
Because I understand that one of the young ladies in the production actually designed this.
The evil sorceress, Carolyn Shirley, who plays Rothbart, did the beautiful design, and it's also appearing on our T-shirt, which you'll see about town. And we got the girls in a local pool. Doctors Claire and Rick Holstrom allowed us to get in their pool in October to take this cool picture. The girls were quite cold, but Amy McDowell doctored it up, and they're all appearing to float in their lake.
Just a beautiful picture there. Amy, thank you very much for bringing the arts here to our community and giving these young ladies and gentlemen an opportunity to learn more about the ballet and to present and to put on this wonderful production. I know that the general public will come out and support Amy and these young ladies in their endeavor in Swan Lake. Amy, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having us, and we hope to see you there.
Yes, ma'am. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for more City Week in just a moment.